InnerQuest explores various pathways through which you can connect with the infinite wisdom of the universe and apply it to personal, professional, and spiritual growth. This program, featuring accomplished practitioners, educators, and authors, is provided by Infinity Foundation, an innovative center for holistic studies and research. We invite you to share this journey with us.
Hello, welcome to InnerQuest. My name is Jay Stone, your host for today, and our guest is Atala Dorothy Toy. Welcome, Atala.
Thank you. Nice to be here, Jay.
In my hand, I'm holding Atala's book called We Are Not Alone, A Complete Guide to Interdimensional Cooperation. Atala is also the president of Crystal Life Technology, a subtle energy website and rock shop in Geneva, Illinois, and she is the executive secretary of the American Society of Dowsers. Now, your name interests me. Is there a specific meaning behind your name?
Yes, Atala is a Sanskrit name. It was given by a yoga teacher that I had for many years, and it means the first of the inner earth worlds. And since that happens to be my specialty, I kept the name.
Did your yoga teacher know your interests in rocks and crystals?
At that time, I didn't have an outer interest in it. What he did was he gave what he called a soul's name, what you were meant to do in this life. So that I found it very interesting that when I came into doing what I really love to do, it was working with stones, with fairies, with nature spirits, all of the inner earth beings that the name represents.
Now, for me, I don't necessarily think of the fairy as a inner earth. I think of more of outer earth or ethereal or heavenly. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit why a fairy would be inner earth?
Yes. Any of the earth spirits and nature spirits who take care of earth take care of the inner workings of earth. Mm-hmm. And those I consider part of the inner earth. The stone spirits, such as the stone spirits in here.
This is amethyst?
Yes, this is amethyst. Comes out of Brazil. And the wonderful thing about stones is they're the first form of solid matter on Earth. And they hold consciousness, energy, frequency for everything else to grow on.
And so when you surround yourself with crystals,
mm-hmm.
you can pick up on the vibration, the energy that's stored in the crystals?
Yes, it's a very good tool. I make tools. I'm a tool maker. It's a very good tool for people to work with. For instance, if you wanted to sharpen your wisdom for a test, an exam, or just for your career, if you kept wisdom around you, the amethyst works on the third eye and crown chakra.
Well, surprise, I've got an amethyst necklace on.
All right. No wonder you're so wise, Jay.
Oh, no, just coincidence. Just a coincidence. And this is a beautiful crystal you have on the table.
This is called a generator. And that is a very large quartz crystal that one would put in a home or a business and put other crystals around. And that funnels energy down from the universe. How it works is that quartz is considered the king of the stones. And it has molecularly a star tetrahedron, which is a creation form. So people use it in computers, you use it in the first radios, you use it in watches, and shamans also use it when they want to communicate with energy anywhere in the universe.
And so you sell these products at your rock shop or gem
right.
shop in Geneva.
Mm-hmm.
And then also on your website.
Yes, we have, I go to Tucson every year, and I have places that I get stones from around the world. Each stone type has a different quality, and we've been so well received in Geneva. We're a fairly new store there, and just very, very popular.
I don't think I've ever met anybody whose name suited them more than you.
Oh, thank you, Jay.
Well, let me just say this. You've spent 28 years in an in-city yoga ashram.
Right.
And you are the secretary of the board of the American Society of Dowsers. You have
Right.
your Geneva, Illinois rock shop, and you offer workshops and consultations on subtle energy. Where does it all come together? What is the common bond between all of your interests?
Well, this is something I'd like to share with people, because now that I'm a personal consultant, I have so many people come to me just waking up to energy, and they say, you know, I don't know what to do. I want to take a course in pendulum work this week and a course in chakras next week, and it feels like I'm just going from thing to thing. And what happens is, the way our society is working, we're all segmented. Eventually, it starts to form a pattern. And with me, I was interested in this, and all of a sudden it's like somebody took all the strings and they pulled them. And I went, wait a minute, this all is one topic, and that is, how do you communicate and bring about cooperation among ourselves and all the other life forms that exist in the universe? So in yoga, you learn about consciousness being universal. In dowsing, you learn how to actually graph and chart the energy. And in the stones, you learn to communicate and hold the energy. So they all came together beautifully.
Can you repeat that? That was brilliant, how it all came together. The yoga, the crystals, and the dowsing.
Well, they all came together because they're all aspects of the whole of how you cooperate and communicate with energy throughout the universe. And everything that you personally would be studying would be some way that you were meant to take that bit and bring it together and tie it together and give a good pull into one whole.
And so maybe something you did as a teenager and in your 20s and your 30s could all come together like it did with you.
Yes. You know what, when I do consultations and workshops, very often I'll ask people what they do. And very often, if they're an engineer or a plumber or an electrician, I know that these people are going to be very good with what I call the grid work, how the energy lines of the universe work. Because what you do on a physical basis in our 3D world, as you begin to move up through the energies, you're creating a pattern that's going to go up, like how does the subtle energy work and how does universal energy work?
So let me ask you the million-dollar question. Why is it important to increase the awareness of subtle energy?
Because we are now moving into a new world. You've heard about, we're moving into 2012. In yoga and in the Mayan, in many of the philosophies, they talk about this being a change of ages. In this age, we're moving out of the Kali Yuga, which is all darkness, into an age of light. And the barriers between the worlds are lessening. So when we were children, if you saw a fairy or an angel, you could just block it out. Now you can't.
Well, it's interesting. There was this clip on the internet today about how Good Morning America had a child who claims he was, or his parents are convinced he was a World War II American pilot, and they even. And he was killed in the pilot was killed in Japan. The parents went to Japan and did a ceremony, and then his dreams of the plane crashing went away. But just goes to show how much we're opening up. So you talked about like the different.
That is true. Actually, I have a son who's an Air Force pilot, and I'm a Quaker, so when he wanted to go to the Air Force Academy, I understood that he'd been a Welch pilot that had died in the last war.
Now, did he tell you that, or you?
No, I'm an interdimensional communicator, so his guides told me that.
And is he serving overseas now?
He is. He's been in Iraq, Afghanistan. He's a pilot in those places.
Well, myself and our audience will hold him in our heart.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, you talk about the interdimensional cooperation. Do you believe it's more, first of all, could you describe interdimensional for our audience?